So Todd's not here for invocation. So.
I know, she's got it.
Oh, okay.
All right, it is 7 o'clock, so we will call the regular meeting of the Cannon Township Board to order for February 23. Start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jessica.
Dear Lord, thank you for the wonderful day. Please keep Mr. Nick Van Balcom's family and Mr. Bruce Visser's family in our thoughts and prayers. These gentlemen were great friends to the township, and they will be greatly missed. Amen.
Amen. Nancy.
Jim,
Here.
Cy,
Here.
Henry,
Here.
Jessica,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Todd, David.
Here. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So move. Support.
It's been moved and supported by Henry. We can tell he's back. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed. Approval of the minutes from February 9.
Motion to approve the minutes of February 9th.
Support.
Support.
Again, supported by Henry. Moved by Jessica. Any questions, comments on the minutes? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve bills general fund 19808 through 835 with EFT 933 through 936.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There are no reports to receive. So public comment. Who wants to come up and say something?
Mary Scherzer, 6763 No Crest, Rockford. I was looking over the proposed budget, and I noticed that there is $12,000 allocated in this current budget and for the proposed next budget for a deputy supervisor or assistant supervisor. I just wondered who is that person?
Well, we're going to get into the budget, and we're going to allow questions then. But that was Sherry Allman was the deputy supervisor. Then Jerry Spittler came on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because he had found a lot of things to do as deputy, we kept Sherry where she was because she took over more assignments. And then he left. And so we kept her where she was. So she took over the things he was doing, additionally to the things she was doing before that.
Okay.
So basically, we kept her where she was.
Okay.
And that's where it is
and
now.
she will be continuing to do those duties in the next budget. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So anybody else? Anybody else have anything? If not, okay. Pending business. First is Dykema Excavators contract for the Balk Family Park. Our engineer has looked at this, reviewed it very carefully. So unless there's any questions, can we have a motion to approve the Dykema contract?
So moved. Oh,
It's been moved by somebody.
Henry, and I'll second.
All right, been moved by Henry, supported by Jim. Any questions, comments, or anything else? You will note that they are well underway on the construction over there. This contract is it's the contract between us. We were one of the problems, well, not a problem, but one of the delays in getting it was we had to wait forever for MDOT to sign off on their last amended permit request. And we finally got that. And so here we are. And the amounts are as contained in the proposal. So come on up.
Meg Hackett. I live at 7674 Ramsdale Drive, Northeast in Rockford. I've not reviewed the contract, so my question is whether there's anything in here about damages for the trees that Dykema wrongfully removed from the property.
There is not. I don't think there is. I have not looked just for that. There's not. We have tried to. They're going to make it up to us. We haven't decided how yet, but they have admitted that the trees they cut down were their fault and they didn't mean to do it. And we tried to look at ways to use the lumber that is there in the new building, but we were not able to find a way to do that. So they will make it up to us through, I don't know what, but they've agreed that they're going to make it up to us.
So we're paying them the full amount of the contract that
They'll
was
work it out.
originally negotiated
Yep.
without any compensation to the.
They'll work it out with us.
Okay, so we're going to sign a document that's
Yes.
enforceable,
Yes. And they'll make it up to us.
and there's nothing in the document that states that.
That's right.
I'd ask the board to consider that those. I'm sure the contract says that any representations outside the written language of the contract are not enforceable. The only thing that's enforceable. is
It'll be
the-
enforced. They'll make it up to us. They've already agreed to do that. All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Somebody want to make a motion on the contract?
We already did.
Oh, did we?
Henry did.
Did we vote? We haven't voted though.
We haven't voted.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
All opposed? Good. All right. Where are we now? Okay. Budget discussion. So what we're going to do here, and then we're going to have a public hearing on it. We're going to turn that over to Peter Hafner, our accountant, who works with us on the budget. Peter, you want to just go through your presentation, please? You want to just take it over?
Sure, I can do that. And what was just up on the screen was a summary of your budget.
Push the button on your,
It's on,
okay.
yeah. So there is a detailed budget document that shows by line item what is going to be expended, what is expected to be receipted. And there's a summary document. And I thought what I could do is just walk you through this summary document. And if you take a look, this is the general fund. There's multiple years of historical data. And the proposed budget for 26-27 has the general fund revenues and expenditures of $3.75 million. Oh, I'm on the wrong fund. Just a second here. The general fund is expected to bring in revenues of $4.5 million, expenditures of $2.8 million, and then a transfer to your capital projects fund, which is where this project you were just discussing is going to be paid for. And so you'll walk your way down this document and you'll see as of the end of 26-27, it's projected that your general fund will end up with fund balance or expendable available financial resources equivalent to 1 year's expenditures. And your policy is you have a target of 1 year's worth of expenditures. You're at 103% is the projection. Now, revenues will be different, expenditures will be different. If you take a look at the next page of this document, which is summarizing that detailed document, the next page shows the fire department fund. And for 26-27, you can see that they're planning to spend down some fund balance of approximately $230,000. That's, excuse me, the result primarily of a new truck being purchased. So you're going to cash fund the truck, you're going to cash fund your community project. And you can see here that the fire fund's projected to end next year, 26-27, with expendable available financial resources or fund balance equal to 159% of expenditures. The next fund within your budget process is the recreation fund. And the recreation fund really saves up dollars and then they'll do a project. So it's kind of an up and down with fund balance, but you can see on the far right corner projected to end 26-27 with 136% fund balance when compared to 2026 expenditures. So 3 funds in a row, very solid bottom line. And keep in mind that Recreation Fund does those projects where they might spend all of the balance and then they'll save up for multiple years. So that is resulting in having that high level of fund balance. The next fund in this document, which is the summary, is your street lighting and special assessment fund. And this fund is projected to end 26-27 with fund balance equivalent to 66% of expenditures. And this fund is fairly small to begin with, and basically it's just assess and then provide the street lighting. The next fund that we have summarized is the weed control, and you can see planning for 26-27 to end with fund balance equivalent to 100% of expenditures. The next fund that we have, the capital projects fund, this one, the capital projects fund was set up about 10 years ago would be my guess. And the general fund was putting dollars towards the capital projects fund, knowing there were going to be needs such as roofs and buildings and facilities. And so through 24-25, have $2 million within the capital projects fund. And if you take a look, you're actually planning to spend down approximately $4 million for the project that's underway. When combining 25-26 and 26-27, that capital projects fund is projected to end 26-27 should the project complete, which would be expected, with about $200,000, or a very small percent of expenditures. But keep in mind, you have a $4 million project that you're comparing that bottom line with. So 10 years ago, you started saving. The general fund is going to put dollars towards the capital projects fund in 25-26 and in 26-27. And those dollars will be expended down, and then you can begin saving again for that next project. The last fund that we have, I believe, is the sewer fund. And the sewer fund has, if you take a look at what are projected for expenditures, a large $5 million to be expended in 26-27. That's per the capital project schedule and per your engineers, the plan to work around one of the lakes is my understanding. So a big spend down in the sewer fund. But if you take a look at the bottom line, again, you're going to end the year with expendable available financial resources of about $1.6 million. Then the accumulation begins again, and then when a project is needed or a pipe needs to be replaced, those dollars are available. So you're going to do a tremendous amount of capital work, capital projects, the community facility, fire equipment, sewer infrastructure, and no debt needs to be issued in the current year, and all of the funds are projected to end with a very healthy fund balance to take you into the future. So that's a whirlwind, quick through the line item detail. I go through the detail with your treasurer and your clerk, and the supervisor is responsible for the budget. He worked through this process with us as well. And so this is the culmination of that project and bringing you the proposed budget for 26-27 and the proposed amended budget for 25-26 now that estimates are better than a year ago.
You would say we're healthy financially?
I would say I worked for governments. I was assistant finance director for a government. I was accounting and financial reporting manager for state government. I worked in auditing for about 25 years, and your financial position is probably as sound as I've seen. And I worked on governmental and not-for-profit audits for a lot of years. So
That's good to hear.
solid, and what's impressive is you're able to put this kind of capital. So for the future of the community, you're going to invest in, facilities, infrastructure, fire equipment, and you're not having to debt finance. That's not very common.
Right. Chief, for you, when is that truck coming?
The truck is scheduled to be delivered in 2027, the last portion of 2027. This budget is showing just half of that purchase. We have to make a 50% payment at the end of 2026, and then the other 50% will be in 2027.
That's why, because I knew that it's about $1 million, right?
Yeah, it's just under $1 million.
Anybody have any questions of Peter or the chief or the clerk or me or anything else? Not yet. We're going to do the public hearing in a minute. Yep. Anybody? Jessica, you have any questions?
I do have one question for you, Chief. What is the difference, if you happen to know off the top of your head, between the group health insurance and the healthcare services?
That is, you're looking at in the line item portion.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Page 7. One's in the first group of green, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 white bars down.
We're planning. First meeting in March. First meeting.
Your question again?
What's the difference between the group health insurance, which I know what that is, the healthcare services?
Okay, the group health insurance is your medical insurance for your full-time personnel. The group, the other one is for doing physicals. We have to do annual physicals on our firefighters, and that amounts to $350 per person to have that physical made. So that's what that counts for.
Thank you.
Anything else? Henry, you're kind of a budget guy. How does our budget look to you, given everything that we're doing and paying for?
I thought it ended up coming out better than I anticipated. I anticipated our end being lower.
Yeah, I don't think that's because you weren't here. But
No, it came out better
it might
than
have
I thought.
it might have been way better. But no, it's very healthy, don't you think, given all the things that we're paying for without
Yeah.
bonds or
Yeah,
loans
I
or
think
debt?
it's really good that we're paying for it all and we have that much left.
I agree with that. All right. So, Peter, thank you. What we're going to do is, since I don't think any other questions, if not, most places don't do this, but when we have the public comment, the public hearing, if people have questions, we can just direct them to you. Questions that people have in the public hearing part, Peter.
We could direct them to the board and then I could assist.
Okay, perfect.
Because I know your staff knows a lot more about the.
No, I know. I just wanted to
For your
make sure you'd be okay with questions.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good. All right.
We will work through it or get an answer.
All right.
He's-
So,
He's our backup guy.
yeah, he's the backup guy. All right. So we'll end at number 2 is we need a motion to open the public hearing on the budget.
Motion to open the public hearing on the budget.
Support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor of opening the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All righty. Next, all right, public hearing. Who wants to address us on the budget? Come on up. Name and address, please, and thank you.
Judy Wood, 5414 Key Street, Rockford. You're quoting the bulk park at 4 million, and I'm wondering if that 4 million is coming out of some of it out of the parks part and some of it out of the capital part,
Well, it's
because I don't see 4 million in either one of them. I
What's
saw
that?
3 million, close to.
what's your what?
I said I didn't see a big 4 million.
No, it's capital improvement.
Yeah, so the project's being funded from what is referred to as a capital projects fund. So you have your general fund for operations, and you created this other fund where you set aside dollars, a capital projects fund,
Okay.
that accumulated approximately $2 million through the last audit.
Okay.
Then the general operating fund is going to, for your amended 25-26 budget, make a contribution to that fund of $350,000. in 25, 26, and 26, 27, your general fund is going to contribute to that fund the remainder of the $4 million for the project. So there isn't recreation funds being used for the project at this point in time. It's all general fund dollars that have been set aside
Okay.
in the capital projects fund.
Okay, thank you.
Who else has a comment or a question? Anybody? Nothing? All right. Nobody? All right. Need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Now, what we're going to do is the budget will be again presented in the first meeting in March, right? The first March meeting
I believe that's the plan, correct? Yep.
to approve the budget.
That way, if we have any questions at the first meeting in March, we can postpone it till the second meeting and still meet our legal obligation of having a budget in place by 1st of April.
Perfect. All right. All those in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Any comments on the correspondence? If not, board comments. Henry, do you have anything to say now that you're back?
It's quite an experience,
I bet it was.
Yeah. but no.
Good. Jessica, anything?
Just glad to have Henry back.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything? David? Go ahead, David.
First of all, I think it's great to see him here.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, Jim, if it's possible, I saw a video. We got cameras all over the world here, and I did like what I saw with people driving fast. So, can we get slow signs, a couple of slow signs in the parking lot to remind people that we got elderly people here, we got kids here, we got pickleball players, and to be driving at excessive speed should not be tolerated. So if we can get some slow signs, that'd be appropriate.
We can look into that.
I agree. I get what you're saying. On the other hand, I think people ought to know too.
You'd think.
I mean, so yeah, I know. We had on our private drive, we were considering that because we had these kids that lived there. They're gone now. Oh, they're not. I mean, they don't live there anymore. But if they're going to speed, they're not going to pay attention to a slow sign. But that's okay. I'll look into it.
Speed bumps.
Put giants. Yeah, you'd love that when you plow. So it's a great idea. You know what? We can do an assessment, a special assessment or bonds for
Right.
speed bumps. Take out debt.
Or
Right.
Come
I look into it and see what they would cost.
Right.
Somebody want to do that? What do you have?
I'm stealing a little bit of size thunder here, but what you have here coming up will be a brick drive. We'll be selling bricks for the front walkway going into the community center, and the outside, the perimeter of the walkway will be with this darker brick, and then the ones we're selling will be the lighter brick with the laser engraved text in it. This one is an example of a laser graved, and then one that's sandblasted and etched in. The problem with the one that's etched in, as it's down on the ground over time, collects dirt, and you can't see it anymore. So with a laser etch, it actually melts the clay brick, and so it turns black, and so that's part of the brick. It doesn't wear off. It doesn't change color, and so it'll be much more visible than the etched part. And I will move this over here so everybody else can see it too. It's always on display at the in the office also. So if anybody wants to come in and take a look, we have the
How much are those?
the bricks are
I mean,
We're selling them for $125 per brick.
good idea.
we're toyed between 100 and 150, and so everybody had their opinion, and we settled
Meet
in the middle. That's not too much, and I don't think not too little. and then there's the 4x8 and a 8x8,
And then 4 bricks together.
and then the 16 8x16 or whatever.
And those are going to go in front there by the.
Yeah, that'll be in the front walkway. So you can buy, if you wanted to buy a big one and have your company logo and then, congratulations to Hammond Township or whatever they wanted to put on it. We could do that.
That.
And then there's, I don't have it here, but there's a black marble that's 12x12 that can be engraved, and that's going to be inside the building on the walls. There's, as you come in the entryway, comes in straight and then goes to the 45 and then goes down the hallway, and that 45 is where we'll have the big plaques if somebody wanted to do a corporate thing, and that was 2,500.
Different levels.
Yeah, there's different levels of gold, platinum, diamond.
That's okay.
So, and hopefully it helps. It brings the community into ownership of the building.
Yeah.
And the whole process.
I think it's terrific.
But sorry about that.
I appreciate you bringing it in. Thank you.
Do you have anything to add to it?
I don't. Jim did a great job.
So speaking of that, I met this evening. I was at another thing with the county, the chair of the county commission. He was there, and so was the head of the Parks Foundation. And so I said to them, "This is not what the meeting was about," but I kind of hijacked the meeting, and I said, "Where's our money? We want our money from the county," and they both said they're going to work on getting us what was pledged to the county and eat their expenses. So we get everything that was pledged, and they're going to pay for their expenses themselves. That's what we're working on. I think we can get that done. And then the chairman of the county commission also told me that he's going to look into getting the agreement back as soon as possible. And he wanted to commend us for this idea of this joint venture type of thing and working with them. And he said it, like we said in the beginning, it can really be a template for how the local governments and the county cooperate with each other, because we build it, they maintain it forever. It's really not a bad deal. Plus, he said, he reiterated, and the best part for us is that community center is ours. They are totally hands off that. It's ours. We schedule it. We give preference to our residents because they're building it. And he thought it was just a great thing for the future of the whole county and how they get along with townships. So I wanted to pass that on. All right. So I guess, what do we have next? Extended public comment. Whoever has anything, come on up. If you have anything, come on up.
Hi, Katie Reidemeyer, 8422 Cruder. I'm circling back to the question about the trees because I had sent an email a couple of meetings ago, and I think you guys got those in your packet. That was just asking, has anybody looked into possibly local artists using the trees that accidentally came down, or
So we
what's
haven't looked
the follow-
at all the trees are out there.
Mhm.
As far as I know, they're still out there. They're not going. They're leaving them there. We're open to anything on that. But we were going to try to reclaim them for beams in the building and a fireplace mantle type thing. And the architect, and it said that would not work. I don't know why. Maybe because it's pine or something. But he said he didn't want to do that. And we could look into that. At a minimum, they're going to do new landscaping for us. And it's not in the contract, but they've already agreed to do this, and we know Dykema, and they're fine. It'll be fine. We'll work something out. I don't know what it's going to be though.
I think I was more concerned about just the trees are not going to get made into, bark, into shreds, that somebody's going to shepherd or steward them getting used in some way that it can beautify the area rather than them just being trashed.
Yeah, I don't. We're open to everything on that.
We're looking for uses. We thought about picnic benches or picnic tables, park benches, but the life expectancy of pine, they'll be rotten in about 5 years because white pine is not a good outdoor material. So we're still looking at different things to be able to utilize them, but so far we're coming up pretty empty, but we are not getting rid of the logs until we've exhausted all possible.
They are still out there, aren't they?
Yep.
All right.
The logs are still there.
Okay.
And the three biggest trees are still there. There's the
They're still up.
three trees that were kind of to the right of east of where the building is going. And one of those trees I estimate to be about 250 years old. So the three nicest trees are still there.
Oh, I'm glad for that.
Yep.
And if we can stay in touch in some way about ideas that are coming forward.
Get them to us. If you know anybody that has an idea on that, get them to us.
Okay.
Have them get with us because we are all ears.
That's great.
We
I
want
had
to
been
hear
emailing with
ideas.
Todd, but since he's not here tonight, I didn't know where
Yeah,
he
he
stood
has-
on that.
Yeah. No, good. Stay with Todd on it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. Yeah. Anything. Because we are, like I said, we're very open to anything.
Okay, great.
I had a friend of mine, Betty Jo Crosby, over on Grand River, and she had a big old tree, great big one that died, and it fell. And she had a sculptor come out, and he did it in a couple pieces, but he put it together of an eagle with it really huge with wings. And so I wouldn't mind for, like you said, artists doing sculptures or something of, I don't know. We have eagles.
Mhm.
Right, so we could do a bald eagle skull. I don't anything. So anybody you know that has any ideas, you know what? Why don't we put that on our Facebook page too? That if anybody has any, is that all right? That works, right? If anybody has any ideas about use of, before we get to, can you just make sure those trees are still there? I think they are.
Yeah, they were as of Sunday when I drove by.
Oh yeah, Pete. Yeah, Peter, you're good. Sorry, I forgot you were there. Yeah, you're going over to check on the trees right now? Okay. No, he's not. You can go.
As of
Sorry.
Sunday, they were still there.
No, but we'll put that on as of Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Would somebody make sure that Gritters knows to keep them there?
Yep.
I know he does, but so what we'll do is, can you put that on Facebook? And we're going to say if anybody has any ideas about how to use that, to contact Todd Olson. Okay. Does that work for you?
Yeah, let me just say one thing.
I agree. No, that's a great idea.
Gordon Pickard, who is a trustee at Algoma Township.
Who?
Gordon Pickard.
Oh yeah, I know Gordon.
He does tremendous work with trees. I mean, he's done some beautiful things. So I'll get some thoughts from him as well.
Yeah, and if you want to run with it too a little bit and see what you can find out and explore artists' things that use trees that have fallen or whatever, knock yourself out and get with Todd. I think that's a great idea. All right. They felt bad about it, Dykema. They did. They knew they made a mistake there. So, all right. What else? Anybody else have anything else?
This Wednesday we have the Invasive Species and Wetlands Committee. What is it? Invasive Species 101. Jess, is that what you called it? Perfect. That'll be at 6:00 here in the boardroom. What's that?
I forgot committee reports again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think we got through them, didn't we?
What are you doing?
This right here, committee report.
Committee report, the first one.
You skipped over it.
I know. I missed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you just kept going. Anyways, so that'll be at 6:00 here in the boardroom. Ryan from the Kent Conservation District will be giving that on bittersweet and other invasive species in the community.
Are you going to live stream that?
Yes, it will be live streamed. Yep.
Cool. What else? We're all right. Anybody have anything else? Because I kind of screwed up the end of the meeting. So
I have one little thing that the board needs to know about. There's a couple bills in the House right now, 55, 39, and 40, that a couple of legislators have put forth to lower the minimum lot size, to take it away from our zoning. Our current lot size minimum in agriculture is 2 acres, and they want to lower it to 1,500 square feet, which is about I think eight or nine houses per acre,
so we become Kentwood.
or worse.
Right.
And they want to lower the minimum house size. Our current is 980, and they want to lower it to 500. So if you know a legislator, call them up and tell them to get their head out from underneath their armpit and vote against it.
Okay, that was
Does it
graphic.
have bipartisan support right now?
Yeah, one of them was one of the bills was presented by a Democrat and one was a Republican. So
Okay.
I don't know what their who their one was out of Grand Rapids and the other one was out of Flint or someplace over.
Yeah, it was Kristen Grant, I think, for on the Grand Rapids, but I can't think of what the
All
other one
right.
was.
But it is a scary legislation.
Well, Brian Postumus is our representative, so get a hold of him.
And I've already commented through the Michigan Township Association that we think it's a really bad idea. So
It is. So
a lot of this stuff dies in committee, but we'll see what happens.
yeah. So Todd Olson is watching tonight. He's sick at home, but he says I reached out to Jeff Grill. Does that name? Do you know him?
He's the one who does the rock painting.
The what?
The rock painting.
There you
event.
go.
He's
A
good guy.
local artist that uses wood as his primary medium to see if he would like to create something beautiful. And I said, got it. So Todd's on it. But anything you come up with, and we're going to have it on Facebook. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, anybody have anything else while we're at it? Anybody? Nothing?